You've been told something your entire life. Stay busy, work hard, hustle more, sleep less, do more, and one day you'll make it. But here's what nobody tells you. Being busy is one of the most dangerous financial addictions in the modern world. Because busy feels productive. But busy rarely builds wealth. In fact, for most people, being busy is the reason they never escape the middle. Let me explain. The modern world rewards movement, emails, meetings, notifications, side hustles, projects, tasks, deadlines. You wake up tired, you move all day, you collapse at night, and somehow, despite being exhausted, your net worth barely moves. Because activity and leverage are not the same thing. The wealthy don't chase activity. They chase positioning. There's a difference. Busy people trade time. Wealthy people build systems. Busy people measure effort. Wealthy people measure return. Busy people say, I worked 12 hours. Wealthy people ask, did this scale? And that's the trap. When you are constantly busy, you never sit still long enough to think. And thinking is where wealth begins. Silence creates strategy. Noise creates motion. Most people are addicted to motion. It feels safe. If you're moving, you feel useful. If you're stressed, you feel important. If you're tired, you feel productive. But the market does not pay for effort. It pays for leverage. A construction worker can work 14 hours a day. A software founder can build something once and sell it 10,000 times. Who is more exhausted? The worker. Who builds more wealth? The one who escaped trading hours. Busy keeps you in the hourly mindset. Leverage moves you into ownership. And ownership is quiet. Ownership doesn't look busy. It looks calm. The wealthiest people I've observed rarely look stressed. They look slow. They look deliberate. They look like they have time. Because they do. They built systems that operate without them. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people stay busy because they're afraid. Afraid of slowing down. Afraid of thinking deeply. Afraid of making long-term bets. Busy hides uncertainty. If you're constantly doing, you don't have to confront whether what you're doing actually matters. And that's why some people work hard for 30 years and retire average. They never escaped the motion loop. You don't need more tasks. You need fewer, higher leverage decisions. You don't need 12 income streams. You need one scalable asset. You don't need more hustle. You need more ownership. There is a silent shift that happens when you move from busy to strategic. You stop asking, what can I do today? And you start asking, what can I build once that pays repeatedly? That question changes everything. And it usually requires stepping back, which feels uncomfortable. Because stepping back feels like laziness. But it's not. It's clarity. The rich are not paid for how hard they work. They are paid for how valuable their position is. Position and GT, effort. Ownership and GT, overtime. Strategy and GT, speed. And here's something most people won't admit. Being busy gives you an excuse. If you fail, you can say, at least I worked hard. But working hard on the wrong structure guarantees a ceiling. The quiet wealthy don't compete in hours. They compete in control. Control of assets. Control of equity. Control of distribution. Control of attention. That's why they look calm. They are not chasing survival. They designed escape. The middle class chases security. The wealthy build leverage. If you want to move differently, start here. Audit your busyness. What are you doing daily that has no multiplier? What are you doing that stops the moment you stop? What are you building that could outlive your effort? If the answer is nothing, you are not building wealth. You are renting survival. And that's not an insult. It's awareness. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. You need to start designing something that does not depend on your hours. Because if your income stops when you stop, you're busy. But you're not rich. And this is the part nobody likes hearing. The wealthy protect time more aggressively than money. because time is the only asset that builds leverage. Money can be multiplied. Time cannot. So they eliminate noise. They say no more often. Being busy feels productive, but that's just an illusion, a mirage of achievement. Instead of securing wealth, it leads you deeper into the abyss of perpetual motion, where every effort seems grand, yet delivers little. What's lost in the frenzy is clarity. Decisions become reactionary rather than strategic. You find yourself shouting over the chaos of each notification, drowning in tasks that generate no real return. Each day blends into the next, leaving little time for reflection or genuine progress. You're not choosing your goals, they're consuming you. In this world, it's all too easy to believe that productivity equals success. Yet the truth lies in the potency of your actions, rather than their sheer quantity. When you bury yourself in work, you forfeit the opportunity to innovate and think creatively. Each alert pulls you from potential breakthroughs, chaining you to a routine that favors motion over meaningful progress. You cling to the familiar comfort of busyness while the real leverage remains on the outskirts, waiting for you to acknowledge it. Embracing silence can reveal the pathways leading to higher ground, a vantage point where your future enterprises can flourish. It's essential to realize that your worth isn't tied to the hours you log. Rather, it's about the value you create and the systems you set in motion. This shift in mindset is not only crucial, it's liberating. When you embrace the discomfort of stepping back, you invite innovation and foresight into your life. As you begin to deliberate over your choices, you'll uncover the potential that lies within focusing on fewer but much more impactful pursuits. The art of saying no becomes your ally, prioritizing engagements that amplify your efforts rather than dilute them. This clarity opens the doorway to ownership, allowing a more profound sense of freedom to emerge from within.